Hi, this is Margie Basso, and welcome to this week's edition of Eastlink Magazine. Today, we're here on location at Hester Creek Winery, and we'll be giving you an update with the 2013 Garlic Festival. But first, we'll be having an exclusive interview with director Alan Patton, Area C. Hi, this is Margie Basso, and welcome to Eastlink TV. We're here on location at Director Alan Patton's property, so thank you so much for inviting us in. Alan, I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks very much, Margie. I should be picking these things, though.
Well, they look beautiful. We've already got some shots of them, and I know you'll eventually get the job done. Yeah. But we're here today to talk to you, just to inform the public in Osoyoos and Oliver about some things and issues that are going on for Area C. So I'd like to start off with an update with the address change. So perhaps just start with a bit of a quick history on the address change for Area C.
Okay, well, we've pretty well completed the address change now. Everybody's got their house numbers and their new addresses, and for mailing and for location and 911. What we did was we made sure that we were only going to have one address per location. Prior to doing this changeover, we had 3 different addresses, which was mailing, 911, and location. They were all different. So this is really nice in that it gives us one address. It's simple, it's efficient, and it makes sense. I know the fire department would have liked to have seen numbers, but unfortunately the public had decided that we were going to go with the old names, and truthfully I prefer that because old names are the character of the area. It gives us it reminds us of our community. And it's the historical names, and I think for heritage purposes it's appropriate. So we've done that, and that's good. So I've only got one last thing to do on that, and I want to go around and make sure that people have changed over their numbers. So I'm looking at having the ambassadors program actually do that for me, and then we can donate some money to their cause and in an effort for accomplishing that, and that would be good. So we definitely don't want to have people keeping their old numbers up. That's a safety concern. So that would be confusing for emergency services to find the proper place. So we can't have that. So we'll be checking for that, and then we'll be trying to make sure that the people that don't have their numbers up do. So we're not going to pass a bylaw or anything like that. We just want to knock on doors and hand out, if they're not there, then we'll hand out an envelope with some information and maybe some numbers, so they can put it up themselves. So I think in the picker shacks and rental units, they might be the ones that don't have it up, but once that's done, then that project is complete.
So let's move on to our second subject. Sure. This is a biggie, and let's talk about licensing with primary food restaurants and how it affects rural area, and just get your thoughts on that. We have some restaurants that have applied for a various licensing. I'm hoping you can give some insight on that.
Sure. I've been working on this file for quite a while and trying to get it so that all the restaurants in the province are equal across the board. They all have the same rights as far as what they can and can't serve. We also want to make sure that the restaurants do have some connection to the ALR. In other words, it supports agriculture, and that's why we've gone with the ability of the restaurants to expand their allowance to not only be able to serve BC wines, but also BC beers and spirits. So we see this as sensible, and I know the ALC has approved a non-farm use for another restaurant to have wines and spirits. So they all should. Okay, if you're going to do one, you got to do them all. Otherwise, they're just going to come to the local government asking to get the same treatment, and that, of course, is very reasonable. Non-farm use doesn't do the regional district much good because then we've got to do a rezoning. But staff and myself are looking at a different way of approaching this so that we can just attach into our allowable uses for restaurants on ALR lands and in an ag zone that BC grown and manufactured beers and spirits would comply with the regulations without having to go through a rezoning. So we'll be looking at that coming up either this meeting or the next meeting. So and that would be good if we can do that. We don't want it. The restaurants don't want it. So I think it's appropriate that they be able to sell BC spirits and beers. I mean, we've got local beer makers and local. Well, we've got that brand new distillery going in at Gallagher Lake. How appropriate would that be for putting that into our restaurants here? It's a big issue for me since I've got probably more restaurants than any other jurisdiction in the province. So at UBCM, I got the motion passed that they approve this. So the local governments are behind this. That was approved, and so that's good. I think I've met with the Minister of Agriculture about it, and he's fine with that. And I'm probably going to be with meet with the minister or the MLA who's doing that liquor control licensing that's going around the province. Sure. So that'll be good, and make sure they know where they're at. I'd like to see like one license that's just applied to everything that the wineries do. Just again, to keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS. I like to go with a KISS philosophy, and that is make sure that things are simple and easy and as little bureaucracy as possible. So for everybody, and why not? So I think the restaurants are happy with that. I think the Liquor Control Board can handle that. And so then the local governments don't have to deal with it. Enforcement could be an issue. We've got to discuss that at the board meeting. We don't want to be saddled with enforcement. It's going to be hard to. We figure that the Liquor Control Licensing Board should be doing the enforcement on stuff like that because they're doing it anyway. They're there checking out the restaurants and the alcohol sales and checking out that there's no minors and all that kind of stuff.
So everybody's moving in the right direction, and I think that's really important to convey to the public so that they don't see it as anybody necessarily wanting to slow down the process. It's just that you have to make sure that everything's done properly, that you've gone through all the proper protocol, and that then, of course, that there is some type of enforcement or accountability once it's put into place.
Yeah, done properly, and also that it's fair and equitable across the board. That's essentially the main thing for me, is that I want to have all restaurants in the province being treated the same. So, and that's where we're going.
Great, thank you for that update. And now let's talk a little bit about Gallagher Lake. There's some things going on at Gallagher Lake.
Yeah, you've seen the big machinery and the pipes and all that stuff. Yay! Been working on that for long enough. So it's nice to see some action happen, and they're going to be going from Deer Park to the Osoyoos Indian Band sewer, and hopefully we can connect all the people up. And we've been taking the issues to the board that we need to do, the money, the service areas, that kind of stuff. So all that's lining up, and we've done the floodplain variances and whatever variances they need so far. So there's quite a process to go in this, and also the developers are the ones actually doing it. The Deer Park developers, they get 30 units out of the deal, and although Area C has contributed some community gas tax and strategic gas tax funding for the project, because we want to hook up to everybody along the line. So plus we've already done the pipes that went underneath Highway 97. When they redid Highway 97 at Gallagher Lake, we put the pipes underneath there. So we're that's coming, and that's happening now, and hopefully that can all be completed by the end of this year. Obviously, the idea is to protect our water supply, okay? Protect Gallagher Lake water, protect the groundwater, because that's where everybody is now getting their water source for drinking. And community water and sewer is the way to go. So this is all good. You know, it's just taking more time than we wished.
But it's looking good, and it's making progress, and that's what we want.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go on to our another topic, and this is a biggie as well, and it's district municipalities.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of general public, I think, that don't necessarily understand what a district municipality means. So first off, let's just start with a quick and generic definition, because it's not something that is newly invented. There's areas that have become district municipalities, such as Summerland, and just maybe explain, if you were to become a district municipality, what does that look like?
Well, before I go there, I should explain that there's several options here. And I suggested to Ron, the mayor, when he was in UBCM, when he visited the minister, to ask the minister for the ability to present all the options. There's not only district municipality, but there's also rural municipalities. Okay, now, like Spallamachine is a rural municipality. They don't have any town site. But they have a municipality, mayor and council, and they take care of their roads and fire protection and policing. So, and they make their own decisions on land use. So, so there's that option of actually Area C becoming its own municipality. There's the option of Area A and C joining to become their own rural municipality, and to also for Area A to be part of Osoyoos as a district municipality, for Area C to be part of Oliver. So that gives you those options, and the other main option is the way we are now. So that's the basis, the basic picture. Now, if you want me to continue going, I mean, I can talk about district municipalities for a while, because really it's been a plan.
And just go, because I remember that.
Yeah.
So just go back to when that did occur, and we did go to the public, because I'm presuming, and it's just a guesstimate on my part, that we may be going to the public again at some point, perhaps maybe in the next election, with some type of referendum question asking directly that, whether people would have an appetite now for either a district or a rural municipality. Was it predominantly rural citizens that were not comfortable with that, or was it both? I can't recollect.
No, this was basically a rural issue, and the rural people came out and spoke. I'm not sure if I want a referendum. I haven't been asked by the rural people to have a referendum on a district municipality or any kind of municipality. I can't say I have an appetite for it. It looks to me like an increase in taxes. So I question why. I'm not a fan of increasing taxes for something that I don't really see a huge benefit for. Certainly the province would have a big benefit, because they get to download policing, fire protection, and the big one, which is roads.